alternative names that we call the Suzuki method is the mother tongue method. So we teach children how to play an instrument, or we teach them music the same way in which they learn their native language. So that's one of the reasons why everything is ear-based and memory-based, and we wait quite a while before we introduce the reading aspect. By having the reading introduced at the same time as the instrument, it's a bit overload on a youngster. And so if you think about it, this is kind of one of the great things that Suzuki figured out. You know, when we're all babies, it's about, depending on the child, you know, 1 to 3 years before a kid says his or her first word. But in that 1 to 3 year period, mom and or dad or whoever, you know, the main caretaker of the child, let's just say mom. Mom is talking constantly to the baby, you know, like we all do with our kids. You know, you speak baby speak. You tell them how much you love them. You're always asking them questions even though they can't answer back. But just hearing that day in and day out repetition of language and communication, you know, over time seeps into the child's brain, and then voila, you got word number 1 comes popping out of the mouth. Learning an instrument is very similar. You know, we teach kids through a lot of repetition, through a lot of singing. And we go in very small steps. So, you know, they might master step 1 over the course of a month, step 2 over the course of the next month, and then you know, steps 3 and 4 might come in the next month. So it's similar to language in that it's a snowball effect. You know, once they learn the first couple of words, then the next 10 come really fast, and the next 50 come really fast. Same thing. It takes a really long time to master the twinkles, months on end, and then before you know it, the next several pieces after that come real fast. You know, that's kind of one of the fun things about teaching younger kids is that, and one of the cool things about this method is that we teach them in a way where they don't really realize that they're learning something. You know, they're having so much fun, they don't realize that, you know, their brain is just absorbing everything. And then before you know it, voila, they're able to do all this, you know, crazy stuff that takes like 50 to 100 different steps. You know, I might be exaggerating, but not by much. So yeah, once we get good at getting this up into playing position, and we shadow bow all of our rhythms on the box violin, and we have good posture, and we have a good bow hold and all that stuff, and everything seems super rock solid, internalized, it's not going anywhere, then we introduce the real thing. And one of the ideas is that if their form and everything is, like I said, super rock solid, and when we put the real thing up on their shoulder, they're able to make a really beautiful sound right off the bat, which is very hard to do on this instrument because it's so darn fickle.
Can you show us the challenge of that?
Yes, I would love to. So most of our kindergartners start on this size. Now, one thing I always try to point out to parents, especially at our concert, is the margin of error. I don't know if I can show this to the camera, but for our kiddos here, we start on the E string, this little skinny string on the outside, and then we go and learn the A string, the first neighboring string right here. Now here's the trick. I don't know if I can show the camera this, but the margin of error between hitting, when we're playing the A string, to hit the E and to hit the D, the next neighbor over, it's going to be about a millimeter at the most. It's incredibly small, and it's not much better when you get to a full-size violin. So for the kids to play this string and to minimally hit the other strings is quite an accomplishment, and they do it way better than you